and welcome to week 4 of Pilates around your cycle. So during week 4 we start to get ready for the start of the next cycle. So your body will be preparing itself for period again, which comes around way too quickly, doesn't it? But generally you're going to feel low energy. Things might just feel a bit tough. You might feel a bit emotional. You might not feel like you really want to do a lot of exercise. So it's for that reason that this week 4 video is going to take it down a little bit. We're going to be thinking more about stretching and gentle movement to help you still get a little bit of movement and exercise, but nothing strenuous, and nothing that you feel like is too much for you. So hopefully you'll feel nice and relaxed by the end of this. So just come and sit how it feels comfortable for you. You're going to place one hand onto your chest, one hand onto your belly. And we're just going to think about our breath. So I want you to breathe in through the nose, and as you breathe in, just let your belly expand out into your hands. As you breathe out through the mouth, you're going to let everything draw back in. So breathing into the belly, and then breathing out, letting everything draw back in. Just keep that breath pattern going. Think about taking the tension away from the body. You might want to close your eyes here if that feels a little bit better for you. Just start to focus on that breath, focus on how your body is feeling and how you feel in your mind as well. Maybe you're feeling a little bit on edge at the moment, which is okay. You might be holding it together pretty well, which is also great. So wherever you are. Let's just take a couple more breaths here before we start moving. Lovely, breathing out through the mouth. Great. Come and bring one hand down onto the mat, lifting the other arm up on your inhale. As you breathe out, we're going to come up and over into a nice little side bend. Now you can have the arm bent or straight that you're leaning on. Totally up to you and how deep you want to come into that stretch. So see how it feels. Feeling that nice stretch along the side of the body. And then we're going to come up into the centre and change sides. So breathe in to lift the arm, breathe out to bring it over. Lovely. So nice stretch down the underside of the arm and into the side of the body. And then bring it back up into the centre. We're going to take your left hand onto your right knee. We're going to take right hand behind us onto the floor. Sit nice and tall through your spine. And we're going to come into a twist position. So you're going to turn towards your right shoulder. Nice and long through the back of the body. And again, you might feel this into the side, into that left hand side. Only take it as far as it feels comfortable for you. Keep the breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And then we're going to bring it through the centre. We're going to change sides. So right hand onto left knee, left hand behind you, sit nice and tall, and then come into your twist. Keep breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Just nice gentle movements to start with. Just moving through that spine, getting it ready for some more movement. And then gently bring it back through to the centre. Come up and over and lie your back. We're going to bring feet and knees about hip distance apart. I want them to be quite close to your bum, so we're not all the way out along the mat. Come and bring the feet in. Arms down by the sides. We're going to take some hip bridges to really stretch out through the body. So just gently press down through your lower back. That's going to take our pelvis into imprint, so it tilts the pelvis backwards. And it presses our lower back down into the floor. It can just be a little bit easier then to come up into some of these movements. So I then want you to start lifting the hips off of the floor, rolling up through the spine, onto the shoulder girdle. So we're just coming onto the shoulder blades. Nice small hip bridges. We're not looking to do anything mad. When you get to the top, you should be able to move your head from side to side. No discomfort on the neck. If it does feel uncomfortable, you might just have rolled up a little bit too far. We're then going to start at the top of the spine and roll all the way down to the bottom. The last thing to touch down is your tailbone. Then relax the hips and the pelvis at the bottom so we can reset. So gently pressing down through the lower back. We keep coming up into that bridge. Nice low little bridge here. Little glute squeeze at the top just to keep the hips lifted. And then we roll it back down. So taking your time with these, think about moving through each section of the spine. And just really enjoying that movement through the body. So you might feel a stretch into the lower back, maybe into the front of the hips as well. We are working the backs of the legs a little bit here, just because we're pressing down through the feet to bring us up into that bridge position. Well, that's okay. Not looking to do anything too strenuous today. And we're just going to take 2 more of these. So really rolling, articulating through the spine, really getting it moving. I could spend a lot of time sat in one position a lot of the time, so it's nice to think about just rolling up and down through the body. Lovely. When you get to the bottom, I want you to come and bring your right foot up and over your left knee. So we set up for a hip and glute stretch, but we're actually going to make this a little bit different to what we're used to. So you might want to take the arms out a little bit wider. Keeping your left foot on the floor, I just want you to start to drop your legs over towards that right side. So you might feel a slightly different stretch here. Keep those shoulders onto the floor. Then we're going to pick the knees up. We're going to start taking them over to the other side. So over to the left. You might find that a little bit trickier. Maybe feel that a bit more into the hip. We're going to keep this moving. Coming back over to the right hand side. And then over to the left. Keep drawing that right knee away from the body. And we're going to take 1 more each side. Feeling that little stretch into the lower back as well at the same time. Lovely. Come up into the centre and let's change sides. So left foot up and over right knee. Draw that left knee away from the body so you're getting the most out of this stretch. We're then going to start to drop the legs over to that left side. See how it feels. Might feel a little bit different to your right leg. Keep those shoulders down as we come up through the centre. And over to the other side. It's a slightly different stretch here where we add in a little bit of movement as well. It might be that you feel like you're not getting as deep a stretch as you do normally in this move. See how it feels for you. The shoulders down on the mat as we go, 1 more each side. Picking it up and coming over. Good. Into the centre. Come and bring that left foot down. We're going to pick the right leg up and point up towards the ceiling. Come and take hold behind the leg so we can take a hamstring stretch. So we stretch all the way along the back of that leg. So find where the stretch feels comfortable for you. Try to relax the shoulders a little bit. And we want to draw that leg in until we feel stretch into the upper part of the leg. And then we're just going to flex and point through the foot. Start to take that foot round in a circle. So just starting to get a little bit of movement through the ankle as well. Again, often a neglected part of the body is the ankle. Let's take it in the other direction. Just getting a little bit of movement, mobility through the ankle joints. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come and bring that side down. Left leg lifts. Drawing that leg in towards the body. It might be that you feel this stretch much more quickly on one side than the other, which is normal. So that's fine, not a problem if you have one side that feels a little bit trickier than the other, feels a bit tighter. And then I'm going to just gently flex and point that foot and then take it into ankle circles. So you might feel like one side has quite restricted mobility compared to the other. That's definitely what's happening for me right now. So you might have one ankle that's not quite as flexible. It's not as easy for you to move it around in a circle. Just keep lengthening through that leg and just move that foot round as much as you can. I'm going to take it in the other direction now. Good. Might actually take quite a lot of brain power to think about which direction you're moving the foot. But we're just here for a final 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently bring that leg down. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together and just let your knees fall out wide to the side. So just where they will go naturally. And you can do whatever you want to with your hands. You might just want to place them on your belly. You might want to bring them down by the sides, out to a T shape, or maybe up and over the head. So you feel like you're getting a bit of a stretch into the upper body as well at the same time. But just let your knees fall out, so wherever they are happy to go naturally. You don't want to look to force them down too much. This is sometimes known as a butterfly pose. It's a really good stretch into the hip, and it's just a nice relaxing movement position to be in. And just come back to your breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And then we're going to gently bring those knees in. So take your time, bring the knees in, bring the arms in as well if you've got them overhead. We're going to roll over onto our side and then push ourselves up so that we can come up into our 4-point kneeling. So come up and over, hands under shoulders, knees underneath the hips. So from here, you're just going to shift the weight back onto the heels and then bring it forward back into your 4-point kneeling. So shifting back and then forwards. We bring shoulders over the wrists, and we just start to build a little bit of strength in there. Wrists can be something that tire quite quickly when you have to spend quite a bit of time in 4-point kneeling. It can be a little bit uncomfortable, so anything we can do to strengthen through the wrists is a good thing. We're going to take 2 more here. Don't forget to keep breathing. And then we come back to our start position. We're going to take the hands over on the diagonal. So bring them over to the right hand side. Then from here we're going to do the same movement. So we sit the hips back and then bring it forwards. So we're changing the feel of this movement, the feel of the stretch. And with our hands over to the right, you'll feel this down the left hand side of the body. Taking 2 more. Perfect. Bring the hands back through the centre, and then going to take them over to the other side. So over to the left, on the diagonal, we sit the hips back, and then bring it forwards. So you might feel this to be a deeper stretch on one side than the other. So just take your time here, sitting the hips back towards the heels, feeling that stretch down the side of the body. We've got 2 more. Squeaky floor. Lovely. And we bring the hands through the centre, so we come back into our 4-point kneeling. And then we're just going to do a little bit of movement through the hips. So I want you to take your hips over to the right hand side, and then take your eye gaze to look at the hips. So you almost come into a bit of a semicircle shape. Then we bring the hips over to the left, we turn to look at the hips on the left hand side. So we're just going to keep turning from side to side, getting a good movement through the hips. You might feel that little stretch into the top of the hip, where it meets your waist muscles. A little bit of a pinch in there. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come and reset in the centre. Come and sit back onto the heels. Reach the arms forwards into a child's pose. Keep that Pilates breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And just really let your exhale relax your body. So as you breathe out, just melt down into the mat. Feeling that really nice stretch into the body. Into week 4, where we feel a little bit drained of energy, we might feel a bit exhausted here, and just need something to sort of restore our bodies and our minds. Ready for the start of the next cycle. And we're just going to gently walk those hands in towards the body. And then you have finished your week 4 routine. Well done for doing any kind of movement during this stage of your cycle. Can be quite hard work. So, you know, if you manage to get through that, then well done to you. So hope to see you again soon.